The following is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Black Hawk. We are Arizona.
We're there for that whole break, 4 days? It's like that. Tonight, the Phoenix Suns return to the U.S. Airways Center, hoping to break a season-long 3-game losing streak. The new-look Suns square off against an improved Philadelphia 76ers team. It's the next to last game of 2010. Hi, everybody. With EJ Eddie Johnson, I'm Gary Bender. Well, the Suns, a season low, 3 games under 500. But Eddie, right now, with the schedule coming up, this is a chance now possibly for the Suns to surge and make their way to the playoffs.
Well, we thought all along after the tough opening stretch the Suns had that they're going to have some games where they can get themselves back in order. Now, obviously, the trade is going to set them back in terms of getting people in focus and getting them accustomed to each other. But they're playing some teams now that they should beat if they play good basketball.
Well, the third member of that blockbuster trade with the Magic makes his debut in a Suns uniform. We're all looking forward to Vince Carter.
Yeah, you know what? Look, we know what he can do. And I think it's all about being healthy for Vince Carter. If he can get back to his health, and especially it's going to happen here with the Suns doctors and training staff, but if he can get that focus back, I think we're going to have a guy that can really put up some tremendous numbers.
And he will be in the starting lineup. Now, 2 other members of that trade, Marcin Gortat, along with Michael Pietrus, have really already, in a short length of time, impacted the team.
Well, Pietrus has definitely put his stamp on it with a tremendous game against the Clippers, no doubt about it. Very long and athletic. He can defend and he can score. He loves to shoot it from behind the arc. And I love his tenacity in terms of his confidence. He does not go down. Now, Marcin Gortat, he is a guy that's been a backup. Everybody wants to know how good he can be in primetime minutes. Well, he's going to get his chance. He has the ability, he has good footwork, and he has a confidence about him that I like.
Well, Grant Hill continues to have just a remarkable season. In the game Sunday with the Clippers, he locked on to rookie sensation Blake Griffin, held him to 2 points, 2 rebounds in the third quarter. He got under his skin.
Look, Grant Hill is my hero. Look, anytime somebody at his age can do what he does, it amazes me every time I watch him. And the physical presence that he put on Blake Griffin was unbelievable. I mean, most guys that age just want to just go to the bench and say, forget it. Grant Hill is tough as they come. He is an extreme competitor, and it was amazing to see what he did on Sunday.
Well, the Sixers come in here in the midst of an 8-game road trip. They are 2-3 thus far. Returning to form, looking like his old all-star form, is Elton Brand, who leads in almost every statistical category.
You know, and I'm happy for Elton Brand because, you know, I never had an Achilles tear, but you have to know it's a tough injury, and especially for a big guy. And he struggled to come back, but he is back now. He is an all-star. I mean, he is really playing consistent basketball. He's defending. He's blocking shots. He's picking up steals. I mean, he is doing it all for this young team.
Well, tonight we're going to see one of the most improved players in the league, point guard Drew Holiday. He comes from the Valley of the Sun. The Suns, Sixers, next. Suns and Sixers meet for the first time this season. Time for the accident and injury update, brought to you by the law offices of Alcock and Associates, dedicated to helping the seriously injured. Call 602-989-5000 for your free consultation. The Suns have no one on the injury report, while the Sixers report 2. Andre Iguodala is day-to-day suffering from tendonitis in his right Achilles. He's expected to see some action. And after missing 2 games due to personal reasons, Lou Williams will be back tonight. And we'll be back with the starting lineups after we step aside. Arizona is brought to you by the Green Hornet in theaters January 14th, 2011. The Suns swept last year's series with the Sixers. They've won 7 of the last 8 in Phoenix. Tonight's starting lineups are sponsored by MidFirst Bank. MidFirst Bank is proud to be the official bank of the Phoenix Suns. Stop by MidFirst Bank today to get your Phoenix Suns check card. Well, Vince Carter makes his debut in the Suns starting lineup. Channing Frye will have his 21st straight start alongside the amazing veterans Steve Nash and Grant Hill. Alvin Gentry, looking to end a 3-game skid, feels the team is close to playing very well. Just haven't been able to get over the hump. The Sixers, after a 3-13 start to the season, won 9 of the last 15 games. Elton Brand having his finest season with the Sixers. Jody Meeks has started the last 13 games. Drew Holiday, one of the most improved players. And we were told Andre Iguodala will not play tonight due to the problems with his Achilles tendon. Doug Collins has taken over as the Sixers head coach after spending the last 7 years with TNT. He went back to the team who drafted him as the first pick in '73. Previously the head coach in Chicago, Detroit, and Washington. Tonight's quote of the game is brought to you by Geico. Suns coach Alvin Gentry on playing time. I'm just going to play guys who are going to play hard and are going to be competitive. If that happens to be 6 guys, that's what we'll do. If it's 11 guys, that's what we'll do. If not, we're going to have to start shortening the rotation. Let's go to a third member of our broadcast team. Here is Mark McClune. Mark.
That's right, Gary. Party with your Phoenix Suns this Friday, New Year's Eve. Enjoy on-the-court action when the Suns take on the Pistons. Plus, don't miss great pre- and post-game entertainment by Static. Also, this game is available tonight in widescreen, which is actually how you would watch the game on your home theater, or you've been watching games in movie theaters. You made the transition from high definition. You can actually see it in standard definition. We're just about set for the debut of Vinsanity in downtown Phoenix. Vince Carter tried to talk his way into the lineup on Sunday versus the Clippers, but did a little more work of manual therapy with Aaron Nelson, his favorite and least favorite guy in the arena, guys.
Okay, Mark, thank you very much. The officials, Bill Kennedy, Brent Anaki, and Leroy Richardson. This is the guy we were talking about, Drew Holiday, second-year man out of UCLA. Elton Brand goes in, can't get it. Grant Hill comes down with a rebound.
A lot of what they're due is going to go through Elton Brand. Robin Lopez has his work cut out all game long.
Remember last year when we saw him in the air, Elton Brand, he could not elevate at all, but he looks a lot better, doesn't he?
He is. He feels good. He's confident. And with an injury like he had, you have to regain a lot of confidence.
Andre Lucioni as the guy who's taken over as the starter for Iguodala, who could not play tonight. Ball tipped out, and here comes the guy we were talking about, Elton Brand, the 2-time All-Star out of Duke. Lucioni ducks inside. Spencer Hawes, who came into the trade with Sacramento. They dump it out to Holiday. Holiday's been averaging 20 points a game in the last 3. Ball inside, intended for Brand. They turn it over.
That's a tough pass there. I don't know if Muggsy Bogues could have caught that pass. That was too low for Elton Brand.
Nash to Hill, and he's trying to already put his stamp on the game. Couldn't get that one to go. Off it comes to Holiday. He was the 17th pick in the draft last year. Fell in the draft because a lot of people thought he had some shoulder problems at UCLA, but he is fast coming on. And here's a guy that's made a big difference. Jody Meeks. Nocioni follows him. One thing about Nocioni, he will play hard.
Well, I worry about him because he's a guy that can really get you in trouble with his effort on the offensive glass and running the floor.
Look at Nash. When you talked about Steve Nash getting going early offensively.
It takes a lot of pressure off his teammates because he can stabilize the confidence in terms of scoring the basketball early on.
Here is Meeks, played at Kentucky. He was inactive the first 6 games. He started the last 13 games for Doug Collins. Holiday outside, and boy, this guy is going to be something special.
Well, I'm impressed with his shooting. I mean, he is very confident this year, and I think it's going to bode well for him in the future.
Off it comes to Robin Lopez. He needs a bounce-back game, and that may help him. The other night, he played only 10 minutes, had 2 points and 2 rebounds.
Well, I think it gets back to what do they really need you for? And they need you for your rebounding, block shots, and defensive presence. And that's what Robin has to get to, and don't worry about scoring points.
And they have a guy now they can bring off the bench in Gortat.
Exactly.
From the corner now, Drew Holiday. He played in the backcourt with Darren Collison, who's starting for the Pacers. And Holiday starts out red hot, hitting his first 2 shots.
Well, he can get a shot over Steve Nash anytime he wants to.
Nash comes back, can't get it. Haas tips up. Vince Carter tries to follow. Carter got hit in the face. He's going to be okay as Holiday comes back the other way. Drew Holiday goes inside. Holiday is only 20 years old. Ball comes out now to Carter. Vince Carter Off to Fry, and Fry with his 21st consecutive start, able to connect inside.
What I noticed lately about Channing Frye is he's gotten back to not being enamored behind the arc. He's getting down low, getting some opportunities inside, running the floor and posting up.
He's expanded his game, hasn't he, Eddie? He's done a lot of
That's
things
what
well.
he needs to do.
Here's Holiday now looking into the 8:54 mark. We're tied at 6, praying for the baseline. Rebound is cleared by Nash, and then he lost it. And they're going to give it to Philadelphia.
Got whacked across the head from Elton Brand, didn't get the call.
Phoenix Suns broadcasts are made available in high definition by Verizon, which is introducing the Verizon 4G LTE, the fastest, most advanced 4G network in America. Check your cable or satellite listing for HD channels. Spencer Hawes, who played at the University of Washington. Nocioni, who came over with Hawes in the trade for the Kings, and he's fouled. A basket will count, and Robin Lopez has picked up the foul.
You know, Nocioni is a guy that you're going to have to commit early and say, I'm going to take a hit, and it's going to hurt. Because he will put his head down. He understands he gets 6 fouls. And if he has to get 2 or 3 on the offensive end, crash into the bucket, he's going to try to get it done.
Let's look at the keys to the game, Eddie, as we start this ball game.
Well, the 76 is not a high-scoring team, but I think the Suns force you to get into a transition game, so they have to have great defensive transition. And then individual accountability, meaning you got to go out there and do what's expected in order for this team to win basketball games.
Carter goes in, can't get it, gets his own rebound, a put back with the left hand, and his first basket with the Phoenix Suns.
When you see his ability to jump twice, and he will out-jump anybody on the floor a second time.
And we've got a foul against Brand. He ran over Steve Nash. Nash shaken up a little bit. Let's go back to Carter, his first basket with the Suns.
You know, look, he's about 6'7". They list him 6'6", but he's 6'7". And his ability to jump and get up over the rim in a hurry is huge.
I cannot imagine how Steve Nash will help Vince Carter. I would think it will just bring his game to a new level. He wants to prove some things as Robin Lopez now hit 2 shots.
Okay, sometimes it takes a special player to get on the floor to ignite the rest of the guys. And let's hope Vince Carter gets that done.
Here's Elton Brand, brings it up to Nocioni. He started the last ball game. He played on that Argentina team that won the gold medal of the Olympics in 2004. Holiday outside, trying to get a screen from Haas. 5 on the shot clock. Boy, this guy is right now on target. He is 3 of 3.
His arm length, I tell you, he can shoot his jumper over Manute Bol if he was still here. God bless his soul, he's not. Or Yao Ming. I mean, those are guys that he can shoot it over.
How about Lopez? Great start. 3 of 3, 6 points in 4 minutes. And he needed that after the last game. Up it comes now to Brand. Brand is just like a workhorse inside. I mean, he just stays after it and gets a shot to go.
Before he got hurt, he can go left, right. It didn't matter. He can shoot left-hand hooks, right-hand hooks, shoot the ball over top of anybody.
Nash brings it off now to Grant Hill. Got a look, can't get it. Wide right. Haas comes down to the rebound. So far now, 66% shooting for the Sixers team. The Suns at 50. Holiday tried to get it into Brand. Robin Lopez had a hand on it. Robin very active here in the early going. We're going to have a change now for Philadelphia. And here's a guy that's really an impressive player.
Well,
Thaddeus Young.
He's giving the Suns problems. I mean, he's had some good games against the Phoenix Suns. And again, he's an active young player. He loves to play around the bucket. And you have to block him out. He lives on the offensive glass. He will try to get there every time.
He's had 4 games where he scored 20-plus points, and the Sixers have won all 4, averaging over 17 points in the last 2 games. That's Young, number 21. He's a southpaw, not able to get the first shot to go. Brand stays with it, Lopez, and finally Young got it back. Young stays with it, and there was Elton Brand again, just staying with the ball until he could get it to a teammate.
Well, again, that's what he does. He keeps it alive, but as I talked about Thaddeus Young, I mean, he can get to the rim and finish.
And Lopez drives inside and draws the foul. So Lopez, who has not really shown the quickness, Eddie, that he has had in previous times. I don't know if it's the back, it's the knee, you don't know.
Well, you know what, I'm not going to go there. I'm going to say it's confidence. You know, because what it is he got caught in the injury bug problem, and it set him back. And I think when you come back from injury, you have a confidence issue. And I think he has to just continue to grow and not worry about mistakes. 7
points for Robin. Suns fans, are you on Twitter? Be sure to use the hashtag #GoSuns in your tweets. Just might make it on the air during halftime of tonight's broadcast, courtesy of Right Guard. For news, notes, and special offers, follow us at twitter.com/Phoenix Suns. So Lopez is perfect from the field and from the free throw line. Out it comes Nocioni, ducks inside, and that's going to be an offensive foul.
I told you. I mean, Grant Hill is the guy there to give up his box. I mean, but it's going to have to be some other white shirts out there that does the same with Nocioni when he's on the court. He is going to run you over.
Well, the Suns haven't turned it over yet, but that's the fourth turnover, that offensive foul by Nocioni. Nash clears. They didn't come out on him, and he hit a three.
Jrue Holiday, but not going underneath the screen. I tell you that. I mean, you can't insult, to me, the best shooter in the game by going underneath the screen.
Boy, they made that easy for Steve Nash. Meeks brings it off now to Thaddeus Young, who played at Georgia Tech. Big, strong guy. Goes in against Grant Hill. That's a tough shot, and he got us to go.
Lefty that likes to go right. That's tough.
Here's Grant Hill and his patented move to the basket. Nobody is doing that better in the NBA right now.
No, I haven't seen anybody at his age ever do it.
Age notwithstanding, Eddie.
Man, please.
So Grant Hill is able to give the Suns a 2-point lead. We have a timeout. Grant Hill coming in here averaging almost 15 points a game.
And he strides out right to the rim with just easy effort.
Should say U.S. Airways Center. We are so proud of them. And this flashback is brought to you by Farmers Insurance. We are insurance. We are farmers. In the 2000 NBA Slam Dunk Contest in Oakland, Toronto's Vince Carter wowed the crowd with an array of dunks. Carter defeated his cousin and teammate Tracy McGrady and Rockets guard Steve Francis in the finals to go on to win the title. I mean, this guy is a human highlight, and that slam dunk competition was remarkable.
You know what? And we're seeing a dunker right now that reminds me a lot of how Vince Carter was dunking the ball. That's Blake Griffin.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't wait to see him in the dunk contest because that reminds me a lot of Vince Carter. I mean, Vince Carter had a dunk, I think, in the, it wasn't the Olympics, I think it was the World Championship years ago, where he jumped right over the top of somebody.
Well, he made his debut, and he got his first basket as a Phoenix Sun.
He's an active guy. We all know that. And you know, his passing is underrated. You know, and he's unselfish in that respect. But if you allow him to get into the paint, you know, he's going to get you some opportunities. He's going to get to the line, and he'll give you the second chance on the glass. And so, you know, as Steve Nash gets used to him, I can see Vince Carter having some big offensive games.
Both teams shooting well. Suns 57%, the Sixers 67%. Inside it goes. Thaddeus Young loads it up, has it broken up by Grant Hill. Off it comes down to Nash. Grant Hill is just remarkable defensively. He's so smart. Always has the angles, doesn't he?
Angles, I mean, he outthinks you. I mean, look, the guy, I mean, they need to just, I tell you, they need to figure him out because I've never seen anything like it at this age. I haven't.
Vince Carter had a little trouble handling the ball, and then Robin Lopez commits the foul. That'll be his second. And he'll be coming out now as we'll get to see Marcin Gortat. And he's coming off of a game where he had 11 points and 5 rebounds. And what a luxury they have now to bring another big guy in.
Well, that's huge. I mean, especially over in the Western Conference where you're dealing with some upper echelon teams that have big bodies. And now the Suns can say that they can compete in that area, and that's huge.
So we come back now. The Suns up by 2. Holiday, who's gotten off to a good start with 6 points, dumps it off to Thaddeus Young. Face up on Grant Hill. 8 on the shot clock. Going inside Holiday. Elton Brand digs it out. Goes outside with it. Thaddeus Young. And wide right.
Yeah, 3 guys to get it to, but he liked the idea of getting it to Thaddeus Young.
And there's Grant Hill at the other end. Grant Hill, double figures in 17 of the last 20 games, averaging 17 points, Eddie, in the last 9. Holiday, oh, what a nice suspended move that was.
He's headed toward a huge game. Suns need to try to find a way to calm him down.
He's coming off of a 23-point game. There's Carter missing outside. Grant Hill feeds it to Carter.
Well, that was easy there. I mean, Carter just went right to the front of the rim, and all the red shirts forgot about him.
Well, we're going to see a lot of that.
Oh, yeah.
That is part of the package that you're going to get with Vince Carter. 23-19 Suns. Holiday outside. Grant Hill comes over on him. Holiday picks up the dribble. Nocioni from the corner. Got it. And that 3-ball brings it to a 1-point game. Nash outside. He goes in and reverses again. No one's picking him up. Nash has had 2 reverses inside 7 points in the early going.
I don't know if there's anybody I've seen at his size that navigates the baseline better than him.
Look at the shooting percentages. Both teams are on fire here early. Holiday trying to get it into Brand. And then he goes back door to Thaddeus Young. That was a heck of a pass.
This guy's all around the rim. He's so long, and I tell you, he finishes extremely well.
Suns lead cut to 1. Jared Dudley getting ready to come in. Grant Hill moves inside. He's fouled by Young. Will they count it? Is that a continuation?
Should be.
And Bill Kennedy not indicating that at all.
Wow. I don't understand that part. I mean, you know, look, when I played in the league, I guess I don't understand continuation. I mean, he didn't take another dribble, I don't think. And I mean, here's the drive. Whistle, boom, you shoot. I mean, how is that not continuation?
I agree with you, partner. Changes now coming in. Evan Turner, their #1 draft pick out of Ohio State, comes in. Gortat fouled by Spencer Hodge.
Oh, he's a limber guy. You see that somersault over there? He hit the floor and he turned over on top of his head.
Gortat is really a fun guy to be around, by the way. Let's look at this lob earlier to Vince Carter.
Hey, it's the easiest lob Grant Hill will ever get. You just throw it anywhere around the rim for Vince Carter. I don't understand. What's that move, though? Did he tell you about that one?
No.
Oh, okay, I got to figure that one out. I feel like he's on a Harley.
That's what they do in Poland.
Like he's on a Harley or something.
Tonight's Phoenix Suns basketball game is presented to you by Casino Arizona. Elevate your game. This guy's a delight to speak to. He's 26 years old, and comes from quite a family. His dad was a boxer. Lost to Leon Spinks in the Olympics.
Well, Leon.
Haven't heard that name for a while, have you?
No.
26-24. Leon and Michael Spinks, the brothers from St. Louis, from outside. Young misses. Gortat comes down to the rebound. Gortat wanting some playing time. He was a backup to Dwight Howard, and he's going to get it here in Phoenix. Nash off to Channing Frye. Frye moves in for a 2. That did not look good. Rebound by Dudley. Nash now with a 3 ball. Count it. Steve Nash already in double figures with 10.
I like it. I really do. I think it just gets everyone else into the rhythm of feeling good about shooting the basketball when Steve Nash is knocking down shots.
Biggest lead of the ball game right now, 5 for the Suns. Here is Turner, who was the National Player of the Year last year. Been struggling as a rookie from outside, and hitting it is going to be Lou Williams, who had missed the last 2 games due to personal reasons. Look at him. It's like everybody's got to be watching tape. No, he's going to do that, but they can't seem to stop it.
Well, that's the one skill that he never lost, despite all his injuries. I mean, when he was a big-time triple-double guy every night almost, that's what he did well. He knows how to find a crease to the rim.
Nash dribbling across the middle. Haas jumps out, a mismatch. Ball thrown away. Off it comes now to Turner. Here is Turner. He has to have the ball in his hands. He's had a tough time playing off the ball. They still have high hopes for him.
Yeah, and that's the tough part. I mean, in college, I just realized and noticed that, you know, he is a guy like Boris Diaw, or, you know, he has to have the ball in his hand at that position, and it's tough on his team.
Talking about Turner, we have a break in the action again. As Steve Nash off to a great start. Look at this. He could be headed for a triple-double.
Well, I'd like to see it. It's always good to see Steve Nash put the triple-double up. Right now, he's knocking down triples.
Presented by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Party with your Phoenix Suns this Friday, New Year's Eve. Enjoy the on-court action when your Suns take on the Detroit Pistons. Plus, don't miss great pre- and post-game entertainment by Static. Great seats are still available at suns.com/TV deal. Now, Eddie and I have agreed to wear tuxes to the game on New Year's Eve. And you were warning me that yours is a little different style-wise.
Well, it's just a little bit more low-key. You know, I know you're going to come with the big-time tux.
I got to tie my tie. It takes me an hour to do that, but that's okay. Anyway, Grant Hill off to a great start. He has 6 points. Nash with 10. Suns shooting the ball very well here in the early going. As now, Michael Petrus has come into the ball game, coming off a huge game the other night when he scored 25 points. Off it comes now to Dudley. Dudley, who's playing his best basketball of the season, had those 2 backup games where he scored a total of 60 points. Gortat, I like that move.
See, that's what I like about him. I mean, and he has a confidence about him. Like, how dare you guard me one-on-one? I love it. I mean, if you're going to be an offensive player in this league, that's how you have to play, and that's the look you have to have.
So the Suns have 11 points, and they're combined 2 centers here in the early going. There's Haas, the other center, with a left-hand shot that finds the mark. It's a 2-point game.
You know, if you wonder why they had some success over the last few weeks, it's because they have talent. I mean, you know, it's not a surprise. I mean, they have some talent on this team.
Yes, they do, and they were 3 of 13, but they've come back. They're having trouble on the road. That's their biggest difficulty. 4 for 13 on the road. That ball knocked out. It'll be Suns ball with 10 to shoot. I tell you what, Doug Collins historically has his team start slow, and then they come on late in the year.
Well, I don't know if they can afford to do that over in the Eastern Conference, where you have some teams that's playing pretty good.
And there is Grant Hill again. Hill with 8 points. He is 4 of 6 from the field.
Is there any better mid-range shooter at the 3 spot? I mean, once he started to get away from the 3-point shots all the time, he has just become dead-eye.
Suns are dead-eye, shooting 65%. Here is Turner. Turner's going to launch from outside. That's a good-looking shot. I saw that at Ohio State a couple of times.
Yeah, it looks kind of like forced, like, you know, he's really squeezing the ball, but he releases it very well.
He was the Big Ten Player of the Year as well as the National Player of the Year. Goran Dragic trying to drive inside. Dragic trying to get the second unit going. They want somehow to get the bench rolling again. Different combinations out there right now. 4 on the shot clock, nothing going. 2, and Petrus' long shot. Had to bail him out, could not get it to go.
Yeah, that possession didn't look good at all. I mean, Goran Dragic did too much dribbling, and they wound up taking a tough shot.
Well, they're trying to get Dragic's confidence back, trying to get different combinations on the floor for him. Steve Nash, nothing wrong with his confidence. Superb effort early. Robin Lopez, along with Gortat, combining for 11. Phoenix Suns basketball, presented by Casino Arizona, is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Both teams shooting in the 60 percentile. What a text poll question we have tonight, powered by Verizon. With Philadelphia in town, the movie Rocky was set in Philly. The creator of Rocky, Sylvester Stallone, was recently elected to the Boxing Hall of Fame. With that in mind, which movie character would you elect to the Basketball Hall of Fame? Billy Hoyle from White Men Can't Jump, Scott Howard from Teen Wolf, Jimmy Chitwood from Hoosiers, and Shep above the rim. Text your choice to 88222 and stay tuned for the results throughout the game. Normal messaging rate supply.
Man, Teen Wolf was a funny movie.
And there is Williams able to score. Lou Williams out for the last 2 games, comes back in. They thought he was going to be the point guard when Andre Miller left to go to Portland, but he's more of a shooting guard.
That's the problem. I mean, you know, he's a guy, you know, there's not anything wrong with being a shooter, but he shoots a little too much to play point.
You know, I am really shocked to hear you say that.
Well, I mean, Steve Nash is a shooter. I mean, but I don't think he figured out how to balance it and keep his other guys happy.
What I'm saying is, Eddie, I can't believe you made that obvious statement. There's nothing wrong with being a shooter. I mean, give me a break.
That's true. I was trying to, be nice. But he can do this right here. Watch him go.
Yep. He came out of high school in Georgia. That's going to be a continuation. Count that. They give that one to Williams. They did not to Grant Hill at the other end. And so Williams now has given the Sixers the lead and will go to the free throw line.
They have some guys that can put the ball in the bucket. That's why I'm surprised they're only scoring 95 points a game. And they're 23rd in the league. Because with Thaddeus Young, Lewis Williams off the bench, Drew Holiday shooting the ball extremely well, Iguodala, and Elton Brand, I mean, you would think that they would be putting up some numbers. Williams
now with 8 points. Well, they come in here averaging a little over 95 points a game. They've had only 6 100-point games.
Yeah.
They being the Sixers. Dragic misses, and the rebound by Turner. Well, he's got some hops. Turner goes up the middle of the floor as intercepted by Jared Dudley, lurking in the shadows again.
Suns working a 3-man weave in the middle of a break.
Petrus from outside. 3 ball counted, dead center. And we're tied at 38 at Petrus, who can shoot with anybody.
He can, and he's feeling good. I mean, after having that type of game he had against the Clippers, he should be flowing.
18 points for the bench. Part of that is Williams, who goes inside. Gortat fouled him, and let's go over to Mark McClure. Mark?
You mentioned Williams just in the last 2 games. He was actually in Philly, had his first baby, had to charter a plane to get to Phoenix after all the travel problems back east.
Wow, I'm sure he was uncomfortable.
He did. Yeah, I know.
Hey, you know, come on. Wow. You know, back in the day, I would have had to take one of those little propeller type deals.
Give me a break.
Take the bus, maybe the Greyhound.
Yeah, I know, Eddie. You were just abused. That's all I
guys
can
here,
say.
man. Did he have a maid on the plane? Jeez.
Dragic comes out. Nash comes in. As Dragic, believe it or not, picked up 3 fouls in 4 minutes.
Well, he got some offensive guys he's got to deal with.
Here's Nash outside, picked up by Williams. 10:22 to go in the first half. Sixers up by 1. Nash from outside, and Steve Nash is on target tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's flowing right now.
5 of 6, Eddie.
He's his own worst enemy. Keep looking at the basket.
12 points for Steve Nash. Williams outside. Turner, high-low game. Haas, spin move, broke it up. That was Carter who came over.
But credit Jared Dudley for making him spin. Gave Carter enough time to come over and get the block.
Nash outside to Jared Dudley. Dudley, nice feed to Gortat. That's a beautiful execution there.
Then he flows. I mean, you know, he's not forced. He's not trying to make a mechanical move. I mean, I like what I see from him offensively.
Gortat has some flexibility, doesn't he? He's got some quickness, his feet. Off it comes now to Thaddeus Young, and Gortat comes down with a rebound. He has now 3 rebounds to go with 5 points. Nash outside. Continues in. Williams trying to track him. Gets it out to Carter. 10 on the shot clock. Carter, this is a 3. Doesn't find the mark. Nocioni comes down with the rebound. Suns still shooting very well, 58%. 58+% for the Sixers. Williams brings it off to Haas. Haas dumps it inside to Thaddeus Young, and that's a quick spin move.
Yeah, and the Suns doing a lot of switching there, and so what happens when you do that and you catch a guy like Thaddeus Young in the interior against Jared Dudley, he is just at his mercy.
Young has 8 points in 10 minutes and has had a variety of shots, 4 of 10. Nash trying to shake Williams, tries to feed it inside to Gortat. Haas intercedes. Off it comes to Williams. Nocioni crashing inside.
Gortat moving a little bit too fast toward the bucket. He's got to learn to stop right in the middle of the paint and allow Steve to get him the basketball.
That's part of the things they're going to have to work out. New teammates. That ball was partially deflected. Off to Williams. Sixers by 1. Lou Williams, who played in the Atlanta area. He was a 2-time Georgia High School Player of the Year. Thaddeus Young backing in on Dudley. Young is feeling it.
Man, he is looking at the bucket. I mean, I'm telling you, he's gotten up to 11 shots, probably in about 3 minutes.
And he,
my hero.
And he really is impressive, isn't he?
Wow.
23 bench points now by Philadelphia. 6-0 run by the Sixers. Nash into the corner. Dudley. 3 ball by Jared. Yes.
He's got his stroke back. I mean, you know, he struggled a little bit starting the year, but he has gotten back to that rhythm where every time he catches it from behind that arc, you think it's going in.
And you can see 4 of 8 the Suns behind the line. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Turner trying to direct the offense. Gets it off now to Young. Thaddeus Young wants it, and they're going to call what here? An offensive foul. Young just a little too enthusiastic there. Jared Dudley from the pocket corner able to hit a 3.
JD. I mean, I tell you what, he gives you everything you need, but lately he has been giving you a lot of that from behind the arc.
Brought to you by Kia Motors, proud partner of the Phoenix Suns. And we're going to feature Doug Collins. He played college basketball at Illinois State on that 72 Olympic silver medalist team. A controversial loss to Russia that I'd like to talk about. Played 8 seasons in the NBA with Philadelphia, 4-time All-Star, #1 pick in 73. Assistant coach at Arizona State. Then joined me at CBS. And the thing about Collins and going back to this loss to Russia, many people do not remember that in 72. He was taken out, knocked out underneath the basket. They revived him. He came back in and hit 2 free throws in that ball game.
Doesn't surprise me.
And eventually they lost in one of the most horrendous officiating jobs in the history of sport.
He played with some of the worst injuries that you could have as a basketball player, and yet he was still productive. I mean, that told me a lot about Doug Collins. I mean, growing up and watching him play, and seeing braces on his legs and how he was running, but yet still being productive. And, you know, he's carried that over into everything that he does. I mean, when he is behind the mic, he is definitely one guy that I always want to hear. I think he's the best analyst, color analyst that I've ever heard during the game, and now he's trying to show everyone that he can be a tremendous coach as well.
Well, he's taken downtrodden teams before, and as they go on through the season, they get better and better, and you're going to see that, I think, with Philadelphia as well tonight. He's given them instant credibility, Doug Collins has. We're tied at 45. Holiday comes back into the lineup. He got off to a great start, hit 4 of 6 shots. Nocioni's going to crash inside with a left hand. You know what he's going to do. I mean, he's just like he's a heat-seeking missile when he goes inside.
Yeah, as I said earlier, now you as a defender got to say, you know what, I'm going to get hit all night long. Do you want to take it?
Yep.
That's the key.
Gortat able to answer, and we're tied again. Boy, I tell you, Gortat is going to be a remarkable addition to this Suns team.
Yeah, once he figures out how to put himself in position to catch that bounce pass from Steve Nash, he's going to be just happy as I don't know what. Oh, well, it's through Holiday. Yeah.
Holiday has those long arms, Eddie. Did you see that? I mean, that little teardrop, he was able to get it off.
Just drops so. I mean, again, he's confident. Confidence can bring out the best in you.
Sure does. Nash inside to Gortat, and he finishes. So the shooting in this quarter, the Suns for the game 58. Sixers 65%. I mean, it's remarkable the way these guys are shooting the basketball here tonight. 49 all. Here's Turner outside. He averaged last year for Ohio State over 20 points a game. He'll go back door on a feed from Elton Brand. That's going to be a blocking foul. It's going to go on Gortat. Well, they say tripped it.
Yeah, but again, that's good offense. I mean, great defense from Gortat. He got there, but he's dealing with a guy that knows how to make the adjustment, and he did.
They call the foul. We have a timeout. We're tied again at 49.
5:46 to play in the first half. Tomorrow, college basketball returns on Fox Sports Arizona, beginning with the Sun Devils taking on Oregon State at Gill Coliseum, followed by a tape delay broadcast of the Wildcats and the Oregon Ducks. Don't miss a night of hoops. Another night of hoops beginning at 8:30 right here on Fox Sports Arizona. Mark McClune back with you in a rocking crowd, and both coaches, Doug Collins and Alvin Gentry, saying they weren't looking forward to tonight. They say they're like brothers, having spent over 200 games together on the bench in Detroit when Collins was the head coach and coaching a young Grant Hill. Alvin Gentry was on the bench as an assistant. They say they also run each other's plays. Gentry calls Collins the best analyst in the business, like Eddie just said, and said what sets him apart is his passion. And Collins says about Alvin Gentry that not only does he have a ton of basketball knowledge, but he's just so likable. You want to hire and want to be around people that you like, and I guess when you spend as much time together as coaches do, you really have to like each other. Guys?
Yeah, that's a good point. And Doug and Alvin, they all year long have been texting each other, talking to each other. When Doug had some health issues early in the year, it was Alvin who was there a lot to encourage him as he fought through the vertigo issue. We have been tied 9 times. We've had 8 lead changes. Nash is 1 assist away from a double-double here, and we have 5.5 to go in the first half. Holiday, nice ball fake. And he hurried it, and that's a shot clock violation. It hit nothing but the side of the backboard. That's one of the few shots Holiday's launched that didn't look very good.
Well, he launched it in an area, I guess, where he's not used to shooting. Everything else has been pure.
You know, Holiday, coming out of high school, was considered to be the #1 point guard in the country, and played 1 year at UCLA where he made the Pac-10 All-Freshman team, and Darren Collison was in that backcourt with him. Holiday comes out now on Nash. 5:21 to go here in the first half. Nash has it batted away, fought for, saved by Nash, 8 on the shot clock. Here is Petrus, and they have hurried that one a little bit. Nocioni comes down to the rebound.
Good block out there by Turner on Grant Hill, who had a run at that rebound.
Off it comes now to Turner, getting a lot of playing time here tonight. Doesn't get this one. Petrus has it taken away by Elton Brand. And Brand's put back, not there, tipped up and in by Turner.
Well, I'm disappointed at that one. I mean, Elton Brand gets a lot of offensive rebounds, but you can't allow any team at the NBA level to get 3 shots at it.
6 points now for the rookie. Nash outside, picked up by Holiday. 2-point lead for the Sixers. Sixers on a long 8-game road trip. They're in the midst of it right now, their 6th game. They came in here 9-6 in the last 15 games with only 4 wins all year on the road. As Nash now with 14 points in the game. Turner again. Check that as a Grant ducking inside. Let's go back to Steve Nash, one of his patented moves.
I'm convinced Steve Nash can probably have his own show in Vegas. You know, just put a court down and just let him just do all his little trick shots. I think people will come to see that. Serious. Well, it's like a circus, the Steve Nash circus.
Here is Brand at the line. I'm really happy for Elton Brand. I mean, he has had monstrous problems injury-wise. Shoulder surgery, a ruptured Achilles tendon, and now has fought back. Coach Alvin Gentry looking sharp tonight in his clothes from the Clover at Biltmore Fashion Park, 24th Street and Camelback. But I think he's upstaged tonight by my partner, Eddie Johnson. I mean, you are absolutely remarkable the way you're dressed tonight. Look at you.
Well, Greg, Greg over at the Clover, he pulled me in the other day.
Wow.
Look, I need to help your game out a little bit, Eddie. I think you've been lunching.
Hill is going to be fouled by Jody Meek. But whatever it is, it will be in fashion now.
Well,
I mean, everybody's going to want that shirt.
I'm getting a little tired of you trying to outshine me. You think you top stuff. So I take it personal. I take it really
You are
personal.
competitive. I noticed that about you.
Don't play with me.
Look at this little handkerchief.
Took me about 3 hours to try to figure out how to do this.
You know, that handkerchief is an old-timer.
I know.
So let me ask you one more time. So your tux that you're going to wear Friday
Yes, sir.
is not the typical one?
Well, it's just it's a suit, but it's a tux. You know, it's got a little felt on it. You know, you're not going to be able to see it. I know you're going to come with a traditional tux on.
I thought maybe you were going to come in a powder blue tux or something like that.
No, I'm not doing that. No, you're not putting that camera on me all night long. I plan on going out to celebrate after
Oh, okay. We're tied at 53. Up it comes now to Williams. 3:58 to go in the first half. Look at Turner showing me some stuff here tonight.
Yeah.
This guy's got a future. You know, a lot of people are starting to say he might be a bust, that he had really not shown up, the number 2 pick in the draft behind John Wall.
The only way you can prove yourself is if you get good, solid minutes, and he hasn't gotten that yet.
There he strips the ball from Grant Hill. And as they break up the floor, we're going to have a foul called on the Suns. That'll be their 15th foul as Grant Hill is called for the foul. Look at this slap down move.
Well, they have long arms, you know, and maybe it's a cliche, but it's really not. I mean, you know, when players are drafted, I mean, believe it or not, height is a factor, but it really is your wingspan. And the Philadelphia 76ers, they have a lot of guys on their team that's got tremendous wingspan. And so what that means is you put that ball down in the painted area anywhere, they're going to slap it away. And you have to protect the basketball.
Sign up for My Son's Mobile, powered by Verizon, which is introducing the Verizon 4G LTE, the fastest and most advanced 4G network in America, and 10 times faster than what you're doing now. Get text messages with breaking Suns news, special offers, and promotions. Visit Suns.com for more information. Out it comes now to Channing Frye. Frye has really been quiet tonight. And there's the ball deflected. Elton Brand's going to take it to the hole with the left hand. And got the foul. Elton Brand upset. Well, he was over looking at Bill Kennedy like, where's the whistle?
Well, with the ferocity that Elton Brand is looking at Bill Kennedy, his teammates, they're looking at him the same way. Because he had 2 teammates wide open. Give it up. You're not a guard. He got 2 guys running, especially Nocioni, who finishes at the basket like he hasn't eaten in 2 months. Get him the basketball.
Elton Brand last year averaged only 13.3 points and 6.8 rebounds. This year, over 15 points and 9 rebounds. And he was a 2-time All-Star, remember, with the Clippers. Came over, signed a big 5-year, $82 million contract as Hakeem Warwick comes in for the first time.
Yeah, Hakeem Warwick not getting the great minutes that he's been used to getting. But again, when you make trades and you make adjustments, that's what happens. But I think before it's all said and done, he's going to play a major role in this team because he understands the 2-man game better than anybody, and he's feasted on it.
Well, the biggest lead of the game now for Philadelphia, up by 5. 3:15 to go in the first half. Nash off of a pick, gets it off to Grant Hill. I tell you, the Sixers teams play some defense, and Hakeem Warwick, that's his patented move.
Yeah, how many people you know can take off with 2 feet from the dotted line? I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Well, he's got such great hands, Eddie. He catches that ball, and
he's limber, too. He's been sitting over there for the whole half. And he cannot jump over the rim.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Nocioni goes up. That was a foul on Grant Hill. Hill got a piece of him, evidently. And Grant upset. He thought he pulled it off. Alvin Gentry looking on. His team down, trying to break this 3-game losing streak. Last time they lost 4 in a row was January 13th and 18th of last season. Clark tonight as the Sixers a half game out of the number 8 seed in the East. Time for tonight's Laser Pass, sponsored by Schwartz Laser Eye Center, TMI.com. See the best you can see. It was a Nash to Lopez pass early in the ball game.
Steve Nash has really had his way on the baseline, especially in the behind-the-back pass. I mean, left-handed. How difficult is that? And on a rope. And not only that, Gary, but he hits him right in his shooting pocket. That's the one thing young players, they got to get. The behind the back is pretty, but you got to hit your teammate right in the shooting pocket so you can get it up and in.
We have a flashback on Nash against the Sixers. Last season in Philadelphia, he led the way in a 119-115 victory. 2-time MVP at 21 points and 20 assists. It was the first 20-point, 20-assist game in the NBA since he did it in 2006 against the Knicks. I mean, he averaged 20.5 and 16.5 assists in the 2 meetings in Philadelphia last year. Not bad.
Well, I guess that's why Holiday has come out here very focused. You know, he watched the horror story videotape before the game. Doug Collins pulled it out and said, "Look, this is what this guy is doing to you all."
Here's Nocioni, and Nocioni gets a couple of free throws. 5-point game lead now for Philadelphia. Philadelphia has lost 3 of the last 4. Brutal schedule they have right now. They go to the Lakers New Year's Eve, and then they play the Hornets on Monday. And the 3 from outside. I'll tell you what, this guy Petrus, he looks like he knows what he's doing out there.
Well, he's very comfortable behind the arc. I mean, the majority of his shots come from there, and when he is feeling good, I mean, he is just all world.
He's 2 of 3 now behind the line. Off it comes to Turner. Turner able to connect.
Boy, that shot looks uncomfortable, but he releases it, and it finds its way to the bottom of the net.
The result is undeniable. 62-58, Philadelphia. Nash picked up by Holiday. We go to 2 minutes to go here in this first half. Nash couldn't get that one to go. Nocioni comes down to the rebound. Turner in this ball game now has played 13 minutes, and he doesn't play that many minutes very often, as Doug Collins is going to call a timeout. Looks like Holiday is shaken up on the play as he is limping to the huddle. And Doug may be getting out of there with 1:50 to go here in this first half.
Well, you know, like any coach, especially old school coach, you know, Doug Collins came to Philadelphia with a philosophy. And I think it was stuck in his mind how he is going to play. And he is going to control tempo. He's not going to let them get out of whack. And because of that, I think ball movement forced Turner not to play a lot of big minutes, because Turner loves to squeeze the basketball. And Collins obviously wants it in Holiday's hands instead of Turner's. And I think that's what's probably gotten him in trouble. And so now Turner trying to really catch and go. If you notice, he's not squeezing the ball. He's catching and he's being offensively aggressive. And maybe that's why he's getting playing time based on what he has been doing in practice.
Interestingly enough, they have 3 guys off the bench with 10 points. Young, Turner, and Williams. Holiday has 10, and then Nocioni with 14. The thing about Doug, as you know, he's such a communicator. He'll get the players to buy into that system. And they'll be headed in the right direction. He's done it in Chicago and Detroit, Washington, and now Philadelphia. Very young team, 8 players, 24 years or younger. Outside now is Turner. Brings it off to Williams. 1:41 to go in the first half. Elton Brand dives in. 4 on the shot clock. Fall away, and somehow he got that shot to go.
Well, you remember a few years ago he was with the Clippers. I mean, he drove us nuts in that 7-game series. I mean, he played as well as he ever has. He's getting back to that rhythm. I mean, he shot that one falling away.
He looks like he has gotten back. It was a long struggle for him. Here's Hill inside, double team, blocked by Elton Brand. Hakeem Warwick's going to be fouled as he tries to go up. Warwick took a pretty good shot as he went inside on that play.
Well, Grant took a little too long to get his shot off, and that allowed Brand to come over and bother him. If he's going to post up small guards, and he's very good at it, he's going to have to hurry up and make his move. He's methodical. That allowed Brand to come over, but Akeem Warwick, as he normally is, around the basketball.
Well, Warwick the other night played only 6 minutes and 48 seconds. Going to have to find some time for him because when he plays 22-plus minutes, Eddie, he averages 17 points a game.
Yeah. Well, you know, defensively and rebounding, all the other things that this team needs. I mean, one of my keys was individual accountability. Well, for Akeem Warwick, what is it? Defend and rebound. We know you can score. Hey, but you know what? Scoring is not winning games for us. You know, we're 13 and 16. So what are you going to do to help us start winning? If you can't do it, you're not going to play. And I think that's the message Alvin Gentry is sending them.
He got both free throws, and we have a 4-point game. So Holiday, who has 10 points and also 3 assists, will set it up for Philadelphia. Last year, they were 27 and 55. It was a lost year. They were coached by Eddie Jordan, who coached for 1 year and was fired. Inside goes Holiday. Oh, beautiful move inside.
Yeah, too easy. He's been knocking down some jumpers, but you don't allow him to get to the rim.
6-point lead. Biggest lead of the game. Nash gets it out to Gortat. Brings it to Petrus. Petrus to Nash. Nash going to go inside. Off to Grant Hill. This is a 2. Yes.
Right inside the arc, right in his comfort zone. You know, not enamored with the three-point shot as he was when he first put a Suns uniform on. He understands that 18 to 20-footer is where he is just lights out.
So we have a momentary break here as Steve Nash with 10 assists already, 14 points in the ball game. And you can see the Sixers have 8 as a team, but we've seen that so many times.
Well, they're shooting 64%, so whoever has it is making it.
Williams misses. They're going 2 for 1 on that. Off it comes now to Nash. Nash off to Petrus. Yes, sir, a 3-ball. And Petrus off and running again. He's 3 of 4 behind the line. 1-point lead now. 19 seconds. Sixers will go for the last shot of the first half. Been an entertaining game.
Yeah, it is. I mean, this is a high-scoring opportunity for both of these teams, which is what the fans want during the holiday season.
Here comes Nocioni backing down. 2 seconds on the shot clock. Can't get it. Rebound Nash. Going to have to hurry. Launches. And does not get it. Every time he shoots the ball, I expect it to go in from anywhere.
Of course.
So in that quarter, the 76ers outscored the Suns 33-30. However, the Suns ended the half with a 5-0 run.
Suns tempo. I mean, they just have to find a way to just keep the Philadelphia 76ers out of the paint and keep them off the offensive glass.
Coming up, it's a Toyota halftime report with Tom Leander and Tom Chambers outside on the Bud Light for sale. And they'll have first half highlights and analysis. Stay tuned right here on Fox Sports Arizona. Phoenix Suns basketball is presented by Casino Arizona. On the menu any time of day, and you can see the shooting percentages.
Yeah, I mean, both teams shooting extremely well. But what jumps out for me for the Phoenix Suns, and I'm glad it did, is the scoring off the bench, because Philadelphia came off with 3 players with 10 each at 30, and the Suns had to really stay close by getting good production off of their bench. That's huge. The Philadelphia 76ers are basically a one-pass-and-go-at-it team. Only 8 assists. Suns getting it done with Steve Nash, obviously finding his teammates.
Andre Iguodala could not go tonight. Nocioni replaced him, and he's had a strong first half of 14 points. Phoenix Suns broadcasts are made available in high definition by Verizon, which is introducing the Verizon 4G LTE, the fastest, most advanced 4G network in America. Check your cable or satellite listing for HD channels. Well, Eddie, what adjustments would you make?
Well, again, I think one of the keys was defensive transition. So I know the Suns turned the ball over early a couple of times. The Sixers were able to get out and get some opportunities. But I think, one, keep them off the glass. You know, Elton Brand has been hanging around the bucket. Now, he hasn't gotten a ton of offensive rebounds, only 6. But they've been able to produce them, and that's key. They have 9 second-chance points, and so I think that's important as well. But right now they're shooting the ball well. I think individual accountability, right? Yep. That means, as Larry Brown used to say, stay in front of your man and make sure he does not get off on your team. That's key.
All right, let's go to Mark McClune. Mark?
Yeah, that's exactly what Dan Marley was saying coming out of the tunnel at halftime, shaking his head, just saying we need to get stops. The Sixers are a team that's allowing 42% shooting, and the Suns shooting 59%, so that individual accountability. And Alvin Gentry the past couple days has talked about, maybe shortening the rotation. 11 guys played in the first half, but he said a couple times over the past couple days that he might not play 11 guys every game.
Yeah, that rotation could be shortened. It's going to be interesting. The Sun folds for the Suns. Here's Grant Hill, who had 12 points in the first half. Outside Channing Frye, and that may get him going, as he had only 2 points in the first half, and he just connected there, and it's a 1-point game.
Channing wanted to shoot that one. He came off begging for that pass.
It's like he had waited all halftime to get that. And inside, Jody Meeks, we're going to have a blocking foul on Grant Hill. So Meeks, who has been very quiet tonight, has not scored in the ball game, will draw the foul. Now, Alvin Gentry and Grant Hill are pleading their case with Brent Bernanke, and to no avail as Meeks will go to the line. This Meeks is a guy who was a second-round pick. As you look at the play again, what do you think? He was inside the circle.
Well, I think Grant is saying he caught the ball in the paint. And I think when you catch it in the paint, then that rule is off. And so I feel like that's what he's arguing, and that's a good point. But it's so tough. Look, I tell people all the time, our officials in the NBA are the best in any sport because they have to make a call immediately. They can't delay like football. I saw some flags thrown in that Minnesota-Philadelphia game last night like 10 seconds after the play. In basketball, it just can't happen. It's bang, bang.
Bang, bang for Meeks as he got both free throws. His first 2 points of the game. There's Carter. And Vince Carter able to connect. He has 6 points in the ball game.
Inside that arc. And I'd like to see him stay in there for a while until he gets his rhythm behind it.
Vince Carter had missed the first 2 games with the Suns. In fact, he had not played for quite some time. And it's good to see him back. And here it comes off to Nash. Suns with a chance to build their lead. They're up by 1. Nash feeds it in now to Carter. Carter had played at North Carolina. Holiday stays with it. Carter goes in. Nicely done.
That's strong. See, that's what I love about him. He can give you that, and it makes him extremely difficult to guard. He is so strong.
He has some remarkable highlights. You look through his career. They are awe-inspiring plays. Here's Holiday going in. Brings it out. Nocioni, who had a strong first half with 14 points. Holiday looks in. 7 on the shot clock. Dumps it into Haas, and Haas' turnaround shot finds the mark. And that is his second field goal of the night. 1-point lead for the Suns. Grant Hill gets a screen and gets the shot.
Money. I'll put him up against anybody in the league from 18 feet on in.
He's shooting 53% at it. That's tied for 15th in the league. You look at his numbers. They're amazing. Now, a lot of people say he deserves to be in the All-Star game. And that may be a reach, but I'd love to see it as Haas goes in and he's going to be fouled.
Well, it's a reach, but I think rightly so he does because he's been as consistent as any small forward in the Western Conference. He's not putting up huge, tremendous numbers, but I don't think a lot of those small forwards are actually do what he does. He's got to score, he's got to defend. He is doing so much at his age, and I think that should be an advantage as well. For a guy at his age still doing what he's doing at this speed and these amount of minutes is huge.
Dwayne Wade said he feels he has found the youth machine. Tonight's game is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Make sure you hear about our next big sale. Text your email address to 83793 to sign up for Click and Save weekly emails from Southwest Airlines. Well, let's start a campaign to get Grant Hill into the All-Star game.
Well, again, I think a lot of coaches recognize him. I think if it's an ability to get him on there, he'll be there. Because everybody respects what he's doing.
Lopez facing up. He had 8 points in the first half. 1-point lead now for the Suns. 9:40 to go in the third. Hill should say Nash from outside. Rebound by Nocioni.
Yeah, Robin got a good block out. Should have corralled that rebound, but didn't elevate.
Holiday outside now. Picked up by Nash. Haas tried to thread the needle. Couldn't do it. Broke it up. Intended for Elton Brand. Here comes Grant Hill. Oh, he tried to slam it home. He didn't get it. He wants a foul. Back the other way is Nocioni. Meeks is able to shoot and not connect, though. Haas stays after. Carter's got it. Grant Hill was really upset.
Well, I'm glad he got up because he came down hard.
I tell you, Grant Hill is a high wire act from time to time, isn't he? I mean, he is so much fun to watch. Carter backing in now, and what do we got? We have a D3, I believe, against Haas in the middle.
Take a look at it. Grant felt he got fouled on the play.
What do you think?
I don't see it. I mean, I think, you know, if anything, I think Grant's momentum took him to the floor. But I don't think that's something that they're going to call, especially this point in the game. They're not going to call that.
So the technical by Nash. Nash at the start of the night came in here 6th in free throw shooting. He's missed 12 all year. 2-point lead. You know, Grant Hill is, you know, we talk about his age. I think when we quit talking about his age, just talk about how well he's playing.
Well, that's it. I mean, it's amazing what he's doing. I mean, I am just so impressed with him as a player, always as an individual, but as a player right now, I'm just amazed. I played against the guy early in his career, and he's running and doing the things he did now that he did back then.
Holiday connects. Let's go to Mark. Mark?
Now, we mentioned that manual therapy that Vince Carter underwent for the pulled quad. Actually, Grant Hill says he does that every day, and it's like torture, but I think we saw what Aaron Nelson has done for Grant Hill's game. Hopefully he can do the same for Vince Carter.
Here's Carter inside as you speak. Tough shot. Off it comes now to Holiday. We're tied at 74. The Sixers team feels like they can win a game here tonight. They are coming in here with only 4 wins all year away from Philadelphia. Nash outside, 8:12 to go in the third. Nash cut off with the pass by Holiday. We have a mismatch now. Holiday on Carter. Carter backing in. Nicely done. No, it doesn't go.
Yeah, getting great looks, but just not finishing them. And you can attribute that, obviously, to being out a few days. Knee not 100%. Didn't really elevate.
And so Carter tonight is 4 of 13 shooting, 0 of 2 behind the line. Here's Haas. No Sione. Not able to get it. Rebound by Fry. Fry, the leading rebounder for the Suns, averaging over 6 a game. From outside, a shot not finding the mark.
Well, offensive players are not bashful.
And you can attest to that, as Carter's now 4 of 14 after missing that. And we're going to have a foul at the other end. And what, he got a technical? It's going to be assessed against Elton Brand. He was upset about the foul to begin with, and now he gets teed up.
Michael Curry, the assistant coach, is up. Yeah, I guess they forgot. Maybe they thought he's still a head coach. Normally you don't get an assistant coach who gets up and he's talking to an official like that.
Well, Curry was the head coach of the Pistons. And now the assistant for Doug Collins is Nash. It's another technical, and we'll go back to the other end.
And a tremendous individual, I might add. Michael Curry, one of my favorite people.
Well, and I tell you, Doug used to talk about him in glowing terms. He was a glue guy, wasn't he? Great chemistry guy. 75-74 Phoenix, and away from the ball, we got another foul. It's getting physical in there. Going to call on Jody Meeks.
Well, you know, the Suns have found a mismatch down low, and so now an alert is up to try to give Meeks as much help as they can.
Meeks has picked up his 3rd foul. Suns by 1. Fry hands off to Nash. Nash goes in, creates, deflected, and it's going to be off of Philadelphia. Suns will get it with 9 to shoot. They look to the bench, see what inbound play they're going to run.
I'd like to see Robin Lopez just become visible. I mean, he's the biggest guy out there, but he has been invisible. And even though he missed that one, I'm just glad to know he's around.
Look at Hill. Look at Hill. I mean, he looked like a defensive back going after a pass. What effort by Grant Hill. Is that amazing?
Yeah, well. And let's see if we can pay some dividends here.
And Carter's fouled as he goes across the middle. Grant Hill is kind of willing this team to a new energy level right now.
Doesn't like to lose. I mean, he got a great taste of winning last year. Got extremely close. Got deep into the playoffs. Never been there before. And, you know, that's been some inspiration to him as well. And gets tripped up that time, but still has the ability to get the basketball.
Look at him. I'm spinning around on the floor. Are you kidding me? What an effort. Thaddeus Young now is checked back in for Philadelphia. 6:45 in the third. Fry, nice looking shot, but just doesn't go. Lopez tried to follow check, couldn't do it.
Can't hesitate. You can't, when you shoot the ball as well as he does, you can't hesitate.
Here's Holiday at the other end, and he didn't hesitate. And he now is 8 of 12, 16 points, and the Sixers take the lead. Into Vince Carter, beautiful feed from Nash. I expect to see a lot of that.
Yeah, well, because he's so wide. I mean, not only tall, I think he's much bigger than 6'7", but he has a wide body, too. He can get separation.
2 times in his career, Vince Carter had 51 points in a game. Nash now has 12 assists with 16 points. Nocioni thought about it, brings it out. Holiday off to Thaddeus Young, and a wide open look, can't get it. Lopez has it batted away. It'll be off of Elton Brand.
Once the ball hits Thaddeus Young's hands, just go rebound. He ain't passing nothing. I would never go to dinner with him. He would not pass any plate on the table.
Not to mention he wouldn't pick up the card afterwards, right? The bill?
My kind of guy, though. I wouldn't pass him anything either.
And Fry, a little collision that time with Young. No foul. Off it comes now to Holiday.
He'll probably pass the card.
Got alligator arms, right? Doesn't reach out there. Suns by 1. Holiday gets a screen from Brand. Back it goes to Elton to the hole, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
I don't understand. That's the travel call is the one call I just can't get. I thought Elton Brand traveled on the play. But I guess I don't. Well, I'm not an official.
I guess you're not. That foul is going to go on Grant Hill. It'll be his third. The Suns with a 1-point lead.
Third period. Party with your Phoenix Suns this Friday, New Year's Eve. Enjoy the on-the-court action when the Suns take on the Detroit Pistons. Plus, don't miss great pre- and post-game entertainment by Static. Great seats are still available at suns.com/TV deal. Mark McClune back with you in the stands. We talked about those great seats like Professor Orange right here, who's made some new signs and some new heads as the new guys are starting to make an impact here in downtown Phoenix. We have Gortat, we have Petrus. Is Tom Chambers in here somewhere?
Right here.
Oh, and you got Dudley, and you also have Vince Carter. Now, actually, Gortat made an impact in pregame introductions as he brings his Polish hammer into the pregame introductions dance. It actually got quite a rise and quite a few smiles out of the crowd as Gortat, Petrus, and Vince Carter, really some loose guys, and really stole the show at their introductory press conference last week.
I tell you, the guy's fun, Gortat. We come back now. Suns are up by 1. Shooting has really dropped off, Eddie, in the third quarter. Suns at 31%. Sixers at 38.
Well, you'd like to think so. At one point, you thought the first half they were just cousins. Hey, here, you score here, it's Holiday cheer. Go right ahead. Good move, man. I mean, now they're trying to buckle down and at least defend and stay in front of one another and see if they can make life difficult.
We're tied up once again, the 14th time tonight, and now a 1-point lead, and the Suns in the third quarter are 1 of 12 after hitting their first 4. So all of a sudden they have cooled off after shooting 60% of that first half.
Well, this guy needs to start looking at the rim again.
And there's the steal attempt by Williams. Now we're going to have a loose ball foul on Petrus.
Wow. Normally the guy that dives on the floor doesn't get penalized. At that time, Petrus dived into the legs, I think, of Lewis Williams, and he gets the call against him. Take a look at it. I mean, wow, that's rare. I think you reward the guy that puts his body on the floor.
Not this time. Young goes in. As you said, he is intent on shooting the ball. Young tonight now is 5 of 13. Carter, 3 ball, yes! It goes in, and Carter with his first 3 of the Phoenix Suns. 80-78. Boy, you look at the years Carter played. He's averaged 22.9 in his career. He averaged 10 years in a row over 20 points a game. Nocioni goes in. Petrus going to call him for a block. Wow, he's not getting any breaks. That's the 15th foul now against the Suns.
Nocioni is like facing Adrian Peterson. You know you're going to get hit when he comes at you. So you're either going to tackle him, or you're going to get out of the way. And in the Suns part, they're either going to get the charge or you're going to get hit. I mean, again, I said in the first quarter, this guy is all about hitting you. They don't care. I mean, at 6 fouls, he wants to foul out. He's coming to hit you. Ain't nothing soft about his game. It never has been.
Well, he is a tough, hard-nosed, hustle guy. And that's the reason they traded for him. along with Spencer Haas for Samuel Dallenberger. And Nocioni with his second straight start, and tonight was 17 points in the ball game. So he has had a great impact. This is season high, 17.
You know, Matt Harpring used to play for Utah. I mean, guys like that, I mean, they made their living on just knocking you around.
Into the corner to Petrus. Out it comes to Carter. Carter goes inside. Nash the 5 on the shot clock. Yes! Wow. A 2.
You know, and that looked real quick. And the reason, young players, why it was quick, because he was ready to shoot it before he caught it.
18
and that's
points.
the key with Steve Nash.
Excuse me, Eddie. 18 points now for Nash. Out it comes Nocioni, puts it on the floor. Young. Well, you know he's going to shoot it.
Well, at least he fake passed it. He gets a point for that one.
Gortat comes down with a rebound. Off to Nash. Out to Carter. Another 3 by Vance. Short this time. Holiday battles for it. Hill battles for it. Grant out of bounds. It'll go now to Philadelphia. Haas will come into the ball game now, and Elton Brand will lead. Steve Nash played very well tonight.
But just take a look. Watch. Boom. Ready to shoot. I mean, it was no hesitation. It looked like it was very quick, but really the quickness came from him being already in position to just catch the ball and execute the shot.
That was a 2. Suns up by 1. Jared Dudley getting ready to come into the ball game. Holiday picked up by Nash. Out it comes to Williams. Williams doesn't get the bounce. Rebound by Petrus. Nash back the other way. Grant Hill with 14 points in the ball game dumps it into Carter. Carter against Williams. They double him. Back to Vince. They clear. He's wide open and hit it.
Yeah, 2 players left the one guy that the Suns are trying to get the ball to.
Carter now with 15 points. He had 5 20-point games this season with Orlando before coming over in the trade. 18 plus 11 times, and he's at 15 right now. Holiday baseline. Boy, this guy is impressive. He is one of the most improved players in the league.
Again, it's that UCLA factor. I'm telling you, I don't know what those coaches are doing over UCLA, but they've gotten it right in the point guard position.
Yes, they have. Nash misses. Nocioni comes down. You're talking about Collison, of course, who was in that backcourt with him.
And Westbrook, who's in the running for MVP right now, the way he's playing.
Westbrook is almost unguardable.
Yeah.
And now they're going to say that ball is off for the Suns, and Nash upset about the call, as is Alvin Gentry. We have a timeout. The Suns by 1, and the tempers are flaring here at the 2:32 mark. Nash cannot believe what they decided happened here. We'll come back and revisit it. We'll step aside right now. The Suns desperately needing a win here tonight. From now to February 1st, and get 2 free Suns tickets with a Supercuts loyalty card while supplies last. Visit Supercuts locations for official rules. Book a 20-person party suite for the Suns-Lakers game on January 5th to get a chance to spend time with former Suns greats Alvin Adams and Mark West. Call 602-379-7850 for more information on this unique opportunity. For more Suns event and promo information, log on to suns.com/promotion. Eddie, we're going to go back on that controversial play a moment ago where they awarded the ball to Philadelphia.
Yeah, if anything, it was a foul. I mean, Mikael Petrus obviously had his arm draped around Lewis Williams. That's definitely a foul there. But I don't see where they thought the ball went off on any Suns player.
Well, that was not the determination. Now, are we going to have our text poll question, the results? I guess not. I'm looking forward to the results.
Well, you know, I would be disappointed if Teen Wolf was not.
All right, here we go. All right, which movie character did you elect to the Basketball Hall of Fame? This is powered by Verizon. How did you, Teen Wolf? That was a
funny movie.
It was funny. And I tell you what, I don't remember Above the Rim. Do you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you? I don't remember that one for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just not in the know like
well,
you
you know,
are.
because you've never been above the rim.
Yeah,
I mean, I've been above the rim a time or two in my basketball life. Not many. Got a nosebleed when I got up there. I wasn't used to being
that altitude, huh?
Yeah. But I finished strong, though. I threw it down.
Alvin Gentry is still arguing the development on that last play. They're going to award the ball to the Sixers. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Michael J. Fox was in Teen Wolf, wasn't it?
Yes, he was.
There's Holiday. Holiday now is sitting with 20 points. His high this year is 29.
Last year, there's no way I thought he'd shoot the ball the way he's shooting right now.
Jared Dudley's coming to the ball game. 2:16 to go here in the third. Sixers by 1. Petrus going to move in, and he traveled. Here comes Turner back in, who played very well in the first half. A rookie, he had 10 points in 15 minutes. He'll come in, and Holiday will sit down to get ready for the stretch run.
You know, Gary, I know you know, but you can't review a play unless it's inside 2 minutes, right? So, or overtime. So that's why.
Yeah.
Even though I would like that, I'd like to have a coach to have a red flag. You throw it out there when he wants to call.
Well, they do it in football.
Yeah, why not? I try to hit the official.
You know, Haas is a pretty good shooter for a guy who's 7'1". Haas now with 8 points in the ball game. 3-point lead for Philadelphia. Petrus again. This time it goes.
That's the part with his game I'm a little bit more impressed in the past, where he was more of a standstill shooter. Now he's getting pretty good at just coming off the run and stopping and elevating and knocking down shots.
Well, and he will really help Grant Hill defensively. Be able to come in and guard the best player just like Grant is. They'll be able to two-team that situation.
And he's ferocious with it, too.
On it comes to Nocioni. He travels. So now it's 10 turnovers against Philadelphia, 7 against the Suns. We have 1:23 to go in the third.
That travel call on Nocioni was just good because it was one less Sun he could run over on that particular play.
Dragic had a forgettable first half. Had 3 fouls in 4 minutes. Gets it off to Warwick. Warwick misses. Rebound is cleared by Young. Nocioni, here he goes. And he's going to get a foul, too. Dudley got a piece of him.
You know, Jared, you and I both know. Clever defender, will do anything for his team. That was a silly foul. Look, I mean, really, you could hit a middle school kid, and he's still going to finish that. Okay? I mean, you got to hit him pretty hard. You got to take the arm down. Jared Dudley knows better than anyone.
If he gets this free throw, Nocioni's going to have 20 points. He played because Iguodala could not play tonight, and he has stepped up, and he has a season-high 20.
Well, Iguodala is a guy that's been on the trade market, and this isn't helping his cause at all.
Gortat in the ball game now. Gortat had 9 points, 6 rebounds. Dudley misses. Haas with the rebound. Suns are down by 4 as we have 45 seconds left now in this third quarter.
Well, it comes down to defense. I mean, it's been a really up and down game. Everybody's scoring, but Suns going to have to buckle down here and get some stops and secure the rebound.
Haas brings it out now to Turner. Turner tries to shake Warwick. Got a little opening, can't get it. Rebound fought for. Haas comes up with it. Gets it off now. And a move inside by Turner. And it's now a 6-point lead. 92-86 was not the way you want to finish your quarter.
No, not at all, especially with Steve Nash going to be on the bench the first few minutes of the fourth quarter. This group has to get it going.
Dragic took 1 shot in that first half, now draws the foul. He had a foul to give, and so it'll be side out to the Phoenix Suns with 8.3 seconds left in the third quarter. Boy, the way you finish quarters is so big. And right now the Sixers are finishing well. Dragic will go in. Tough shot. Tipped up once by Dudley, twice. Haas comes down, and the Suns now find themselves down by 6. Philadelphia outscored the Suns 26-21 in the quarter.
Well, the 76ers just scoring a few more buckets. Neither team, even though they struggled midway through the quarter shooting the ball, the 76ers now have gotten it going, but Vince Carter, Gary, has been on fire in this quarter. They're going to need a lot from him in the fourth to finish the job.
Arizona on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. By Casino Arizona. Elevate your game. Schwartz Laser Eye Center. TeamEyeDoc.com. See the best that you can see. And by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. 76ers outscored the Suns in the last 3:15. That quarter 11-2. Here's a lifelong score by quarters. You can see the Suns got the first quarter, but then the Sixers have come back to capture the next 2 quarters. Inside it goes to Young. Broken up. Nocioni's got it back. Off it comes to Haas. Haas spin move. Tough shot. Rebound inside Young, and he's fouled. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Sixers are smelling a victory here tonight. They are playing really hard.
Well, they're at home in the paint. and the Suns aren't making it unpleasant. Now, if you're the defensive team, you should always have inside position. And Mickael Pietrus obviously standing there, but he had his back turned. And so you can't do it. The officials will call it every time. You have to be challenging the guy with your chest toward the defender. If you're backing into him, they're going to make that call every time.
Fourth foul on Pietrus. Fans, Bacardi reminds you to celebrate tonight's game responsibly. If you choose to drink, please drink responsibly. Bacardi rum, established 1862. So here comes Holiday in for the Sixers. Nocioni will get a breather. He's got 20 points in the ball game.
This is a talented group that Alvin Gentry has on the floor. Okay, and they have to find a way to bond, and they have to find a way to defend. A very small unit, but a unit that if they force turnovers and secure rebounds, will have production on the other end. That's going to be the challenge here over the next few minutes.
So now the lead is the biggest lead of the ball game for Philadelphia. Look at the free throw shooting. Sixers have been there 23 times. Inside now goes Pietrus, brings it out to Gortat. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Pietrus baseline, yes.
Yeah, he was looking good. Obviously his minutes sporadic in Orlando, but he's been let out of the cellar.
Well, he is really excited to be here, Eddie. You know that. And there comes Turner back. This is probably Turner's best game as a rookie.
Yeah, it's, like I said, the game's wide open. He feels at home. He can get one-on-one coverage, and he's very good at it. 14 points for the rookie. Dragic off to Dudley. Dudley hits the shot. And Dudley now with 5 points in the ball game. 5-point game, 10:47 left. Well, the Sixers lose close games. I mean, they haven't won a lot on the road, so you know they will struggle. Their confidence will go down.
That's right. They're 2-8 record-wise. Games decided by 7 or fewer points, and 0-4 when it's 3 points or less. Young goes in, and boy, I tell you, Young, he's going to get to that basket in some fashion.
Let me ask you something. I mean, look, you're not even out there playing. Every time Young catches the ball, he is not passing. Look, he is not going to pass the ball. He hasn't done it all night long. I mean, everybody in the white shirt should run towards Young. He still wouldn't pass. And I think you got to figure that out. I mean, that's the problem right now. They're allowing him to catch it and then giving him creases, make him pass the ball. He will turn it over.
He has 13 points, he being Thaddeus Young. 7-point lead again for Philadelphia. Dragic brings it off to Pietrus. Pietrus feeling it right now, left that one way short. Rebound is going to be cleared by Holiday. Holiday with 20 points, 4 assists in the ball game. Well, we're going to have to get Steve Nash in here in a couple of minutes. Holiday. Off it comes now to the driving Young. Somehow it got out to Holiday. He can't hit it. Warwick goes up. Nice rebound by Akeem. Dragic ducks inside. Brings it into the corner to Pietrus. Pietrus has had the hot hand. 13 points in the ball game. He goes in against Haas. Beautifully done, and he draws the foul. I tell you, Pietrus has an inside and outside game.
Well, and I think the balance of his game will keep him in good focus and keep him in good rhythm. Because if he doesn't just rely on the jump, like the last opportunity he had, I thought was a bad shot. You hit one jumper, guess what? The defense in a hurry to get to you, head fake, put it on the floor, get to the rim. That time he gets the pick from Gortat, and he gets to the free throw line.
I tell you, he's a warrior. Pietrus at the line. This is his 8th year in the league. Grew up in Guadalupe, a Caribbean island, about 310 miles southeast of Puerto Rico. Gets a free throw. 97-91. Suns now from the line are 10 of 11. Tell you what, the Suns realize it's game tonight, and the next 2 should be wins. And boy, they got to find a way to win this one.
Well, but in the NBA, no game is a sure thing unless you go out and get the job done. And the Suns going to have to get it done here in the next 9:30.
Off it comes to Haas, dumps it into Turner. Turner challenges it. They swing it around. Good ball movement. Lou Williams from outside. No. Warwick with a rebound. Warwick with a couple of good rebounds. And then the ball deflected. It'll be off of Philadelphia. Akeem Warwick trying to impact this game. Now has 3 rebounds. He'll inbound.
And he wants to stay on the floor because he knows the rope is real short. And if he doesn't produce, he's off. And that's why you're getting the tremendous energy from Akeem Warwick.
Here is Dudley. Dudley with Holiday on him. Pietrus He wants to shoot it. Brings it out now to Warwick. Warwick will shoot. He didn't really want to shoot that.
No, it's not a shot. I mean, you know, it's like a foot or two outside his range.
Here's Turner now going inside. Nice stop-start move, and he's going to be fouled by Dragic. Dragic has not gotten any breaks tonight. That's his 4th foul in 10 minutes. We got a technical on Goran.
You know, it's a respect level. And, you know, Goran Dragic's not quite there yet. If that's Steve Nash, as Steve did when he was upset, didn't get attacked.
Yeah.
Goran Dragic, you don't have that liberty. You cannot do it. He understands it. Gets a mistake on Goran's part. You cannot approach the official after he makes a call on him. And the officials have been a little lenient in terms of that rule tonight. And he whistles up Goran Dragic that time.
Well, Dragic has not scored tonight, and the other night he had 5 points, and just right now in a morass of problems. He needs to get something going as Turner goes to the line. Turner now with 15 points. That ties his season high with 16. 99-92. Now you look at this Philadelphia team, they're above their season average right now, 95.6. And Turner got both of them. 100-92. 9 minutes to go. Up it comes now to Dudley. Biggest lead of 8. Dudley got it.
He's just so smooth and pure with this game. I mean, you know, who would have known that he can knock down shots off the dribble? Never really got the chance until this year, and he is just making the best of it.
Well, as Alvin Gentry said, when he gets his feet set, he is a very, very good shooter.
Well, his confidence is so high right now, he can throw it in any kind of way.
There's Williams goes in and a deflected. Haas saved it. 2 seconds, 1 second, just got it underway, and Haas. Oh, that is a backbreaker.
You know, he went out of bounds. Gortat lost sight of him. He comes back in, gets good position.
Boy, they barely got that shot off, Eddie. Up it comes now to Petrus, 102-94. 8 minutes to go in this ball game. It's getting a little bit anxious here for the Suns. Dragic needs something. Doesn't go. Tipped out. Warwick kept it alive. Dudley comes up with a rebound. Warwick shows Haas the ball. Double pumps. And he draws the foul. And Haas can't believe it. We think, our guys in the truck, David Hughes, our producer, and Bob Adlock, our director, don't think that that shot was underway before time expired. What do you think?
Look at it. There's Holiday.
Boy, it's close.
No, yeah. No doubt about it. It was too late. But the Suns get a tough call there as they go to the timeout down.
High-scoring game. Not really expected. You look at Philadelphia this year, when they surrender 100 points, they get in a lot of trouble. And right now, they have 102 themselves. It's time for tonight's Flyby, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book a business select fare at southwest.com and fly through airport lines. Flyby priority, lane access.
Rev it up. Vince Carter. Easiest alley-oop he will ever get, and he gives the Harley. I guess it's a Harley signal. I'm not going to jump and think and try to analyze exactly what that means.
What do you mean? We pay you a lot of money to analyze things.
Well,
what are you talking
I'm
about?
just analyzing the I think it's the Harley. Maybe he has a Harley or something.
It's all right,
Maybe he drove out from Orlando on a Harley.
He may have. So Warwick will go to the line. Steve Nash is in. 18 points, 14 assists thus far. It's crunch time, 7:52 to go. Boy, you look at Philadelphia. When they give up 100 points, they were 0-14 this year. And now 95 for the Suns. Fox Sports Arizona brings you the games that matter most. Proud to be the local television home of the Phoenix Suns. And for even more information about the Suns, log on to foxsportsarizona.com. Warwick at the line now is 3 of 3.
Suns finishing with all 3 new acquisitions on the court in crunch time.
Interesting. Joined by Nash and Warwick. Now Grant Hill's getting ready to come in. Outside now is Turner. Turner trying to find an opening, goes inside. 7 seconds on the shot clock, got it inside, and a foul will go on Vince Carter, trying to stop that move inside by Thaddeus Young.
Now, all year long, Doug Collins has not given Turner a lot of time. and he's definitely not allowed him to control the offense. Why did he decide to do it tonight? I mean, he has really been a serious problem here. I mean, that was a Steve Nash type move. I mean, and this guy's 6'7", and, you know, he's probably going about 225. I mean, he's navigating the baseline, and he's finding guys. And he has been a problem here.
I tell you, this would be a huge win for Doug Collins because he, of course, has lived here, still has a home here in the Valley, coached at Arizona State, and if they could find a way to win this one, it'd be big for Doug. 103-95, 7:33 to go. Young got the first free throw. Tell you what, both teams are shooting well from the line. They're 26 of 30. The Suns are 12 of 14. 104-95 now.
Well, 76 is only 2-team fouls. Suns have to get aggressive here to try to get to the line, slow this clock down to work their way back in this game.
Hill misses, so it's Hill along with Nash and the 3 acquisitions from the Magic.
And it's hard to get back in the game just shooting jump shots. I mean, you got to stop the clock. You got to get to the rim.
Brand goes in and it blocked by Carter. Good job by Vince. They get it back. 10 on the shot clock. Grant has nothing going. Needs help. Gets it to Young. You know he'll shoot it. He goes in. No. Gets it off to Nocioni. 2 seconds. 1 second. He got it off but didn't get it. Good defense by the Suns.
Excellent defense there. And they're going to need a few more possessions of getting that done. But down on this end, you've got to find a way to get to the rim.
Nash to Gortat, and he's fouled as he dashes inside. A little pick and roll action that time. Nash and Gortat. You know, Gortat, like most people, ecstatic that they can play with Steve Nash, and here's the reason why.
Well, anybody that's watched basketball over the last 5-6 years knows that whoever comes here and plays with Steve Nash has success. And I'm sure they've been watching the team work here this year. A guy that, you know, pretty much had decent games here or there, but has been a terror matched up with Steve Nash in a 2-man game. But this is why and how they can get back in. You got to be aggressive, get to the rim, get to the free throw line, stop the clock, set your defense down here, and methodically work your way back in the ballgame.
Gortat last year was a 68% free throw shooter, 65 at the start of the night. 104-97. Nocioni outside. Elton Brand. 6.5 minutes left in this game. Holiday out to Elton Brand. Wide open. Got the bounce.
Yeah, he rarely misses that opportunity. He's as good as he was before he got injured, around 12 to 14 feet.
12 points now for the 2-time All-Star. Nash going in. 6:12 left in the game. Feed inside to Gortat. Pulls up, can't get it. Rebound by Holiday.
Yeah, and that's not what Steve wants. I mean, you know, Gortat has to have the ability. If you don't have that, they came over to help out. Somebody's open on the weak side. Move the basketball, maybe pick up a quick 3.
Elton Brand hands off to Holiday. Back it comes to Brand. Face up on Gortat. There's that spot you were talking about. Doesn't get it this time. Hill with the rebound. 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 14 points for Grant Hill. Nash into the corner. Petras. Wait a minute. He stepped out of bounds. So it does not count. Break with 5:36 to go in this game. The Suns have really got an uphill battle the rest of the way.
If you missed the exciting plays from the AIA High School Football State Championships, then tune in Saturday for the encore broadcast of both the 4A and 5A games beginning at 11:30 Saturday, only right here on Fox Sports Arizona. Mark McClune back with you courtside, and the Suns trying to dig out of a hole against the Sixers and figure things out with the 3 new acquisitions. Now, figuring things out is not due to lack of effort. You could sense the frustration walking into practices the past 2 days. In fact, Alvin Gentry got very frustrated with his team and had to stop practice. His message to his team was to play like you practice. In the last 2 days in practice, the Suns have been working on erasing deficits with 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Let's see if they play like they practice tonight, guys.
Well, Alvin Gentry said we're so close, just haven't been able to get over the hump and close games out, and he'd like to get that done tonight.
Most NBA games are going to come down to the last 5 minutes. And the good teams in the league find a way to close you out. The Suns have been as good as any. over the last few years at getting it done. Now with the new acquisitions, yeah, it's going to take a little time. But you got some veteran guys out here on the floor that's been in this situation in Carter and Petrus and Gortat, so it should not be difficult.
Nocioni and Holiday lead the Sixers with 20 points each. Thaddeus Young trying to shake Grant Hill. 10 on the shot clock. 5:21 left in the game. Elton Brand with Gortat on him. 4 seconds. Turner with 3. Goes up. Didn't get it. Shot rebounded by Nocioni. And wait a minute. Are they going to say, what do we got? A foul? A foul going inside on Petrus.
Small team on the floor. Okay, if that's the case, then you got to get a body on somebody. Now, unfortunately for the players the Suns have on the floor, is they're dealing with some guys that love to offensive rebound, and Nocioni and Thaddeus Young. And so you're going to have to find a way to get them off the glass. I mean, if you're going to stay on the floor and go small, you got to fight those guys on the weak side.
Well, Petrus is fouled out of the game. And right now, Steve Nash is talking to Alvin Gentry, and they're taking a long time to make a substitution here, aren't they? Well, the Sixers, we mentioned, are an 8-game road trip. If they win tonight, they'd be 3-3 in the early going. I mean, that's remarkable. The Lakers New Year's Eve, and Monday the New Orleans Hornets. Now Dudley will come in. Alvin was upset, and he just wanted to take his time and eventually picked Dudley to come in.
Well, he knew. I mean, he knew he was going to bring in the ball game. I mean, he probably thought about Channing Frye. But I think right now, Jared Dudley defensively can maybe get some things done, get a hand on a few passes, maybe ignite a fast break to get some easy points.
Nocioni tonight is 7 of 7 from the line. 10-point game with 5:10 to go. There's still time, but it is going to take a remarkable effort.
Yeah, it's not going to take hoisting up three-point shots. I think there's plenty of time here. 76ers aren't in the penalty. The Suns have to find a way to get them there so they can be ultra-aggressive and hopefully get to the line and stop the clock.
108-97. Biggest lead of the game. Up it comes to Dudley. Dudley brings it out to Nash. Nash will go inside, brings it to Dudley. Into the corner, Grant Hill, 3-ball, yes sir. Grant Hill steps up big time. He has 17 points.
And if he makes them, as you well know, it's going to be in that corner. I mean, that's the shortest part of shooting the 3 right there. And Grant Hill feels a little comfortable when he's in the deep corner.
That is his 5th 3 of the year. And it came at a very good time for the Suns. 8-point lead now. Into Nocioni, cutting without the ball, tried to feed Brand. Grant Hill, good heads-up play, but he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, he stepped out, but that was excellent defense. And they only have 3 seconds right now, and this is a tough play to defend underneath out of bounds. You have to be ready to switch if you have to.
Don't forget, Suns score 99 points at home. Your ticket stub is good for 2 free tacos at any Phoenix area Jack in the Box. Suns sitting at 100, but they need more. Up it comes to Brand. Carter on him. Brand, tough shot. Good defense by Carter. Shot clock violation. 4:25 to go. Suns trying to break a 3-game losing streak. The Sixers trying to win only their 5th game of the year on the road. Nash gets a screen from Gortat. Left it short. Tipped out to Grant Hill.
I thought Steve was a little worried about Holiday coming from behind. He got a short arm to thinking he was going to get some contact.
There's Gortat to the hole. Beautiful athletic move.
That's what I mean. Take the ball strong. If you get fouled, it's an added bonus. And now you forced him to take it out of bounds. You can reset your defense.
That was impressive. 13 points for Gortat. The Polish Hammer. 108-102. 6-point game. The crowd really into this. Next to last game of the year, 2010, Brand comes up with it.
That was just a lucky bounce there. Good defense by the Suns. Active hands. It just bounces right to Brand, and they've been getting all the lucky bounces.
14 points for Elton Brand. Nash with a 3. Yes, sir. Nash able to connect. Big 3. He's got 21 points, 15 assists.
How many times have we seen him do it? I mean, it's just amazing.
Tonight, Nash is 3 of 5 behind the line. 5-point game. Holiday picked up by Nash. Holiday clears and hits.
Wow. I'm impressed.
I am too.
You convinced me, Holiday. Now stop it.
22 points for the second-year man. Nash, it's off of him. Steve can't believe it. He's going to get teed up. He thought that ball was off of the Sixers. Nash pleading his cause will get teed up.
You know, Steve has to calm down. No way he can get kicked out of this game. And I thought the official was quick whistled in calling the tech, but I also think he was lenient to Steve by letting him go ahead and exert himself a little bit more and get out of the way.
That looked like it was off the Sixers. At the free throw line is Turner. Interesting, they had the rookie shoot the technical. 113 to 105. Timeout, 3:07 to go. Can Nash and company find a way? Can they somehow pick up the win and get to 2 games under 500? Suns fans, 113-105, 76ers. The defensive play is brought to you by right guard. Never get caught off guard. Is a defensive play by Vince Carter.
Vince Carter coming from the weak side, but I thought it was ignited by Jared Dudley. Just the fact that he made Hall spin the other way gave Vince Carter an opportunity to come over and get the block from the weak side.
Suns are over the team foul limit. The Sixers have 3 as we come back in. 3:07 to go. So Nash teed up. Sixers will inbound. It's Dudley, Nash, Hill, Gortat, and Carter now. Peters fouled out a while ago, so he will not be back. The Suns came in here 7-6 at home. You got to win your home games,
especially if you want to fight for a playoff spot, because you know we've always talked about this. You don't want to get down to the end of the season and start counting games that you threw away. And so this is a game that the Suns should be in control of. Why? Because the Sixers don't win on the road. I mean, they're a team that struggles.
Last year they didn't win on the road either. They didn't win at home either, for that matter. 12-29 at home. Here comes Turner now. Turner has earned his spurs here tonight, hasn't he?
Yeah,
he has really stepped up. Outside now is Holiday. 113 to 105. Turner tried to go back door. Young gets it out to him. Elciani with 6 on the shot clock. Holiday with 4. He stumbled as he went inside, and they're going to call a foul. Wow. He was really awkward as he went inside. He didn't have much going, but he's going to be bailed out.
No, he really was going to shoot the ball. I mean, that's what he's arguing, but he forgot to realize they're already in the penalty, and that's the advantage that the Sixers have right now.
Yeah.
That they can be ultra aggressive knowing they're going to get to the free throw line, and they have one more to give on the Suns.
The drive is brought to you by Checker O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. And here it is, the drive of the day. Steve Nash.
Steve Nash just navigating that area where he always does damage on that baseline and able to hook it in up over his head.
Holiday steps up. And Holiday now with 23 points in the ball game. 114 to 105. So I'm going to have to make a move here. They're running out of time. 2:38 left, and there's a nice way to do it. Steve Nash, 23 points.
Sixers worried about him kicking it out for threes, and those twos are okay. Plenty of time.
Suns tonight have done well from three-point land. 9 of 18. Holiday picked up by Nash. They'll take some time now with 2:18 left in the ball game. Holiday goes in, feeds intended for Thaddeus Young. There's Grant Hill again.
Good defense from Steve Nash. I mean, he got up and really put pressure on Holiday.
Here's Nash going in. Oh, tough break. I can't believe that ball didn't go in. That's a big miss.
Yeah, it is. But again, back to defense. A lot of possessions left in this basketball game.
Nash tonight, 9 of 17 from the field. Holiday again taking some time off the clock. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Skip pass into the corner. It's Turner. Oh my. Well, this guy's not a bust, Eddie. He's a player.
He's had the game of his career so far. I mean, he has hit every big shot, made some huge plays, and every time, every now and then you have a coming out party. Unfortunately for the Suns, the number 2 pick in the draft, Evan Turner, has had his here in Phoenix. And he has shot the ball well, and the Suns trail by 10.
Losing their 4th in a row, down by 10. The bigger the gift, the bigger the thank you. The Southwest gift card, available at southwest.com. And the Suns right now need some kind of a gift to pull this one out.
Yeah, and it's got to be a defensive gift. You can't trade baskets, so you got to get some stops. And again, 142 left, not a lot of time, but we've seen this team make miraculous recoveries, no doubt about it, especially here on the floor. They're going to have to be creative now. Take some chances, get their hands out in the passing lanes, and see if they can ignite something, knock down a couple of threes, and all of a sudden make this a contest.
Well, Turner has made a big difference. 21 points in this game for Evan Turner. His high had been 16, and here's a couple of highlights.
Well, he's a very good ball handler, and so he's able to navigate on the floor wherever he wants to go. And he really just worked his way into his shooting range where he feels comfortable, and then that stroke has been going through the net. And so that's been a tough guard right now for the Suns in terms of negating Evan Turner.
So to inbound will be Grant Hill. 1:42 to go. Holiday comes out on Nash. To Carter. Carter three. Doesn't go. Rebound is clear by Thaddeus Young. So Carter tonight is 1 of 6 behind the line. Doug Collins is up, encouraging his troops. They're trying to go to 13-19 on the year and go 3-3 on this terrible 8-game road swing. Turner now, he's lighting it up. He has found his game.
Iguodala might have to pack his bag.
Wow. 23 points. Todd pulls up.
I don't know if he'll let him back in uniform the way Turner's played.
And now outside, a minute to go, Eddie. This is a stunner. I mean, the Suns had that murderous schedule and thought this would be the start of maybe 3 games that they could put in the W column.
You just got to win at home. I mean, I really don't care who it is. You got to win at home.
Here is Brand, and Brand switches it. And with 46 seconds, Alvin Gentry calls timeout. The Pistons come here New Year's Eve. I want to thank Tom Delnos, our statistician, and Sheila Simpson, our stage manager. Be sure to join us Friday night as Eddie Johnson and his tux will be
what about you and your tux?
I may not wear
talking
it.
about my tux.
I may not get my bow tie tied. If I can't get it tied, I'm not coming.
You better show up with that tux. Or you got to go back home. We're going to send a camera with you watching you go back home.
Have you ever tried to tie a bow tie?
Bring it with you.
I'm telling you, it's
we'll get one of the pin-on bow ties.
No, I can't do that. Look ahead now. Here's the Pistons. Now, the Pistons are playing better, Eddie. They've been in 5 overtime games this year, the Pistons, already.
Well, and they have a plethora, again, of guys like we just saw here tonight. I mean, Tashawn Prince, Ben Gordon, Richard Hamilton, guys that can flat out get it done. Rodney Stuckey, so it's not going to be easy.
And then Sacramento, Paul Westphal and the Kings really struggling. So 46 seconds left. It comes into Carter. Carter goes in, draws the foul, count it, and he'll go to the line. Well, what do you think about his debut tonight, Vince Carter?
Well, I am not. I can't. He's going to score. Vince Carter's going to score. That's what he's done his whole life. I mean, he was 4 for 14. He kept shooting, and he shot it like, he made his first 7. I mean, he's going to have big nights. He's going to score. I think the important thing for Vince Carter is that they get him healthy, okay, so he can do the other things. Because when he's healthy, he can rebound the ball for you. He can defend. He's a very good defender. And so it's a lot of things. He can pass the basketball. But you have to be healthy and get all that done. And so if he's going to play some huge minutes, I think that's the key. 18
points for Vince Carter. And Turner, who has been the story of the night as far as I'm concerned, with 23 points. Brings it outside now to Thaddeus Young. Back it comes to Young. Doug Collins jumping on the near sideline. He's 30 seconds away from what would be a big win for him in this first year at Philadelphia. And Holiday gets a bounce.
Wow, I mean, everything's gone their way.
Holiday with 25 points. They've got Nocioni with 22, Turner with 23. Suns led by Nash is 23. Grant Hill will measure a 3. And Brand brings it down, and the Suns are going to lose their 4th in a row. And they are going to drop now 4 games below 500.
And they have to work out some things. You make a trade, you get new players. I mean, things change, but there's plenty of time left in this season. But defensively is where they're going to have to work on. And, they're not going to stop people consistently, Gary. But what they can do is stop people for 2 to 3 minutes like they did last year to be able to get control of the game. They were never able to seize control of this game tonight.
for the game, the Sixers shoot 54%.
I mean, on your floor. That's very difficult to win a game when that happens, and they had the confidence all game long.
Well, Thaddeus Young had a strong game, and he's with Mark McClure. Mark?
Yeah, just got a fist pump from his head coach, Doug Collins. Thaddeus, what does a win like this do for this team's confidence?
This year, it's been pretty good going so far these past few games for us. We've been in games, but last game we couldn't finish it out. But this game, it was great for us. We went out there, we played those guys, fought them hard, and we just played them aggressive and got them out of what they wanted to do.
I would imagine those guys were a lot of guys that most of this team grew up watching. Most of the guys on your roster were born before Air Jordans. What was it like playing against Steve Nash, Vince Carter, Grant Hill and company?
It's always great to play against guys like that. Vince is known for his scoring, and Steve Nash, for his assists, and Grant Hill, he's a great scorer, and he's probably playing some great basketball now. He was killing us in transition tonight, but like I said, we just went out there aggressively and stopped those guys.
And Doug Collins, the guy that lives in the Valley, beloved here. What's it been like playing for him?
It's been great. He's definitely a coach that plays you to your strengths and makes sure that he gets the most out of you.
Well, he certainly did with that with you tonight. Thanks for stopping. Appreciate it. And they're headed still out on the road, guys. We're going to kick it back over to the scorers table.
Well, Young with 15 points and 8 rebounds. Eddie, I guess the question you have to ask right now, you have a midseason makeover, you have a trade, 3 guys come in, the rotation has not been established. We were looking to see who Alvin Gentry play down the stretch.
Right. And that's the tough part. That's the tough part for any coach, is that you get new players within the season. Why? Well, we're close to the new year. You don't practice a lot. I mean, you don't get a lot of practice time. You can't overwork guys because you have a lot of games coming up, and so that's what makes it difficult. But he got veteran players.
Yeah.
So he didn't get young players. They've been on teams before. They've been traded. They understand the exchange of teams, and now it's important for them to just bring it together and get to know one another and then get on a roll, because it's all about confidence right now.
Well, and the confidence certainly not helped tonight. The Suns losing their 4th in a row, go to 13-17. That's hard to believe, and it's
unfamiliar territory.
Yes, it is unfamiliar territory. The Pistons come here for a New Year's Eve bash with the Suns, and so Eddie, we'll see you then. Thank you, buddy.
I'll see you in your tux, pal.
Okay, you got it, my friend. Final score in favor of the Sixers as they win at 123-110. For Eddie Johnson, I'm Gary Bender. The next Suns game on Fox Sports Arizona is Friday as Phoenix battles the Detroit Pistons. Suns Live begins at 6:30. Coming up next on Fox Sports, it's Pac-10 basketball. The Washington State Cougars taking on the UCLA Bruins. Your announcers are Steve Fisiak and Marcus Johnson.